This is the fourth video on revision calendars, and right now I want to talk about the timetable, the weekly timetable. The week is the simplest time block we can have for revision because we cannot plan for a day because a day itself, you'll find that you don't have good time. It cannot stretch to uh, accommodate all subjects. But when you stretch a week and within its elastic limits, it will be able to accommodate the very many or the very few subjects or units or learning areas that you are having. And if you do that, then it will be well. So I want to talk about preparing a weekly timetable, and for learners, I'm going to use this again and again and again because it starts. This is the introduction and the author's information. So it is prepared by SATM. So this is information concerning the SATM and Study Smart. But then after that, immediately what follows is the subjects that we have and the number of topics that it has. After that, there is something which is very important, and which is the goals. And I'll talk about the goals very, very soon. After that, it talks about the time and the timeline. Then we have the timetable. This is a weekly timetable. You can see it well. It's a weekly timetable. And in the next page, we have a weekend timetable. I want to tell you that a revision calendar cannot work without a timetable. A weekly timetable, I've said, it's the best because the week is the simplest time block we can have in a planning for revision. So, what are we going to do? I said that you need to know the number of subjects you're having, and you need to know the amount of work contained in each subject. And the other thing which I want to emphasize that you need to know is something we call your strengths and weaknesses. You need to know where you're strong, you need to know where you're weak. So, when you're planning for your timetable, consider your weaknesses, consider your strengths, account for them in your timetable so that your time will not be lost. Number two, consider the time, the minimum time required to cover a given subject, the whole course content at a given time or at a given revision cycle. Because if we are talking about 1 month, you need to know how much time do I need to cover chemistry from Form 1 to Form 4 within 1 month. If I need 5 hours, or how many hours I need, remember we said that you need to know the number of hours that you have. Then give these subjects according to that. You may be revising in the morning, in the evening, or you may be doing it strictly in the evening. And then weekend is there to supplement for the hours that which you cannot get and all that. Then after you do that, you'll be able to work well. Now you need to make a good timetable. I believe every learner knows how to make a timetable. It is not a hard thing for us because we've been making timetables. Only that how to utilize them as a tool for revision calendar has been the most difficult thing. But I am going to guide you on how to use your timetable to make a good revision calendar. But I've said the first thing is to have your timetable. I know you have good knowledge, you have experience in making the timetable, but the timetable alone is not enough for revision. That's why I said you'll realize that uh, revision calendar is not simply a timetable. It's more than a timetable. It's a sacred structure. It gives a rhythm to your revision. Are you ready to do that? Go make a revision calendar and we meet in the, not a revision calendar, but a timetable, and we meet in the next video so that we may continue using our revision calendar in creating a, we may use our timetable in creating a revision calendar.